We're battered! We are impacted! We're battered! We're ready to get up! We want to win! Light the fire of power and make us free! We never break down! We want to win! We are impacted! The best team!
Hello and welcome back to TNI-UK Impacted 116, coming to you live by the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. And if you listen on the go, then we're also available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts all over the world. I'm your host, Bison, and today I am joined by, of course, the one and only Joker. All right, buddy?
How are you doing? We're good,
Yeah,
thank you. How are you?
I'm good. That was my high pitch introduction there. Did you like that?
I did.
We got to try and make it different every week, buddy. We got to try and make it a little bit different. You know what I mean? And as you can see, guys, no Steve again this week. Unfortunately, he's still feeling under the weather. But our thoughts are with you, brother. And get well soon. I'm sure he's listening. He's bound to be listening. Of course, he's listening. He's bound to be listening, or at least watching. I don't know. I'm sure it'll suddenly pop up in the chat in a minute, going, "Hey, how's it going?" But we'll just have to wait and see. How's your week been, anyway?
It's been pretty good. Looking forward. I'm actually itching to get to Hard to Kill. Buzzing after all the matches announced last week, especially after and still giggling from. Oh God, can we say Dancing Moose was just hilarious. Still laughing about that.
That was definitely fun. That was definitely fun. I think we're gonna have a good old laugh about that in a minute. But guys, please make sure if you're new to the channel and you like what you see so far, then consider smashing that subscribe button. And of course, give us a thumbs up. There's no excuse not to just slap that thumbs up button, because at the end of the day, those are the sort of things to help us get up those rankings. You know what I mean? If I could give 2 thumbs ups, I would. Fortunately, I can only give 1. So that's all we need. Just 1 thumbs up. It costs you absolutely nothing. And it helps us reach more and more and more and more people, which is so, so important for the channel. The more people we reach, the better.
I just noticed that too, and it's bloody scaring me now.
We've got a few people joining us, which is fantastic. But guys, if you like to show your appreciation with the odd super sticker, that of course would be very appreciated, and of course helps provide you guys with as much content each week as we possibly can. We're trying to up our game. We're trying to put more out there for you guys to enjoy. But of course, it does take a lot of time, a lot of effort. So we do appreciate a little bit of love every now and again. So, mate, let's just get slapped bang. Actually, let's just say a quick hello. So, who we got in a moment? We got Bonus. We got Barry Monkey. Mirror's in the house, which is great to see. We got Punk Trace in the house again. Bonus, baby. So we got a few people in the house, and I'm sure we'll have some more join us over the next sort of 5-10 minutes. But mate, let's get straight into the news, because we've got so much to talk about today. I don't want to hang about. So let's sort of kind of get stuck into the news.
IMPACT WRESTLING!
Recap for the week. Let's talk about some Hard to Kill as well a little bit later. So, guys, matches announced for the fallout from Hard to Kill on Saturday the 14th at Centre Stage. They've been announced. Some pretty good matches there. We've got Diana Perrazzo versus Ashley Amboise. Now, I've seen a bit of her stuff online. She's pretty good. And a lot of people have got a lot of positive stuff to say to her. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she does with Diana. I'm sure, they wouldn't put her in with Diana if it's not going to be a good bout. I'm pretty sure of that. We've got Major Players versus Ace and Bay, obviously Bullet Club. No spoilers or anything there. There's no there's no title belts or anything.
No.
As far as we're concerned, those guys currently don't hold a title, so who knows? This could end up being a title match.
Yeah. One of them could be champions.
One of them could be champions
match.
by the time we get to the taping. So who knows? We just got to wait and see on that one. And we've got Steve Macklin versus a returning Dirty Dango. That one I'm happy about because I like Dirty Dango.
Yeah.
Big fan. I think he's fantastic. I love the Dirty Dango version of his character a lot. I think he's a great guy to have, a good veteran of the ring to have. Turn up on the card every now and again. I'd actually quite like to sign him, to be honest. It'd be quite nice to see him stick around for a little while and be part of a storyline or two over the next sort of 6 to 12 months. We've also got Killer Kelly versus Taylor Wilde. Now, two things here. It's great to see Killer Kelly back. We knew she's going to be back at Hard to Kill. And it's going to be at the taping. So we're going to get some more of Killer Kelly. I know that we had this nice build to her. We had a bit of a storyline going with her and Tasha for a while, but it sort of kind of died off a little bit. I know that she was having a few issues, but I mean, it's good to see that she is now back and hopefully moving forward. We're gonna get some great matches out of her. Obviously, Taylor Wilde coming in off a surprise victory, really, over Masha Slamovich last week. But we will get to that when we talk about the recap. But it's good to see those 4 matches. I think are I think potential bangers there. You got some bangers there, definitely. Certainly the major players versus Ace and Bay. Killer Kelly, Taylor Wilde. I think that's going to be pretty badass. Steve Macklin, at the end of the day, is a serious, number 1 contender, potentially. Dirty Dango, we know he's a great veteran, so it's good to have him back. Diana Perazzo versus Ashley Amboys, a potential new knockout to join the Impact roster. I hope she does. I think it'd be great. I think there's a few that are coming in. It's good to see Cockmeister's in the house again. Oh God, yeah. He's talking about.
People are always doing that to bloody Diana. It's fucking pathetic.
She's not fat, but there you go. Does she carry a little bit? Yeah, she does. But that to me is quite sexy. So I don't have an issue with that at all, to be honest. And
I am the fucking greatest.
She is the fucking greatest, and I don't care what anybody says. She's amazing. And again, is it again that's going back to that old school way of thinking that you have to be like totally fat free body to be any good, and we know that's not the case, don't we? So idiots, shut the fuck up, move on. So that's where I am with that. That's where I am with that. It's also good to see that Callahan Uncensored is back on Impact Plus and YouTube Ultimate Insiders. I don't know if
baby.
Exactly that. I don't know if you've caught it yet, but it's actually it's Mike Bailey. So definitely worth going and checking that one out. And Cockmeister, I don't disagree. So and I guess that's why you're called the Cockmeister. Now, going back to this past week, we've got before the Impact, we had Giselle Shaw versus Kylie King. Cracking matchup. Giselle gets a hard-fought win, though, but this was a cracking matchup. I want to see more of Kylie King. What about you, Joe?
It was a good match. It was really, really back and forth too. I was, and Giselle Shaw just put on another fantastic show again. She's one of the most improved wrestlers of last year and one of the best signings from last year, and she's kicked off the year with a huge bang and a knee to the face.
Yeah. Yeah, she certainly does. Yeah, that's definitely what we're talking about here now. It's fantastic to see Giselle Shaw come out with a win there. But for me, I think the highlight of that was getting to see Kylie King, who, like I said, I've never seen her before. So it made me go on the old YouTube and check her out a little bit. I think she's a cracking talent, and certainly someone that I think we should be considering her coming onto the roster because Kylie King is pretty good.
Yeah, she's very, very good. Someone I'd like to see on the roster too.
Yeah, definitely. She's cracking, absolutely cracking. Now, just looking in the chat quickly,
Zach
Punk
Bonif has
Trace
joined
is,
us.
yeah, Punk Trace, Zach's in the house now as well, so that's good to see. And Punk Trace is, I'm very familiar with Ashley from her appearances in AEW and Shine, Total Nonstop Impact UK. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Hello, everyone. Even you, Mir from Zach. He's got hasn't Ashley and Boyce been on AEW Dark? Yes, apparently so. But I
Yeah,
don't
a lot
generally watch
of them have
that,
a lot of
so-
these people that come in have been on Dark as well, and they've been on Dark
yeah,
Elevation
yeah,
and Rampage, and then they come off and go somewhere else. So a lot of these stars aren't signed to AEW or signed anywhere. They're just freelance wrestlers going place to place, finding
yeah,
their feet and working their craft, showing
yeah,
everyone what
definitely.
they can do. So
Exactly, and that's a good way of doing it. At the end of the day, you can pop round, getting work, you're getting paid, you're showing people what you can do. I think it's it's great to see that, and if we could pick up a couple along the way, even better. Even better. Now, guys, I want to get this out of the way because I know that people are going to start asking about it. WWE has been potentially sold. Now, I say potentially because until WWE confirm it, it hasn't happened. So, WWE potentially sold to Saudi Arabian Foundation Fund. My thoughts on this: if they do it, pretty much tells you everything you need to know about Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Really, doesn't it? It's all about the money.
yeah,
All about the money.
yeah, that's Shane McMahon's theme, and Vince McMahon's just taking it literally again.
Exactly. Yeah. I think the fact that his daughter Stephanie McMahon has left the company is an interesting sign that possibly they have sold to Saudi Arabia because they're not going to want a lady, they're not going to want a woman in charge. Again, these are the reasons, why they are not really the ideal candidate to be buying a North American promotion. But if they do, fair enough. There has been indications that some wrestlers have, been out there stating if that happens, they're leaving the company. I don't know how easy it is for them to do that as they're under contract, but I got no idea. And I'm just going to say, at the end of the day, until the WWE announce it's been sold to whoever it's been sold to, this in reality could potentially be fake wrestling news. We just don't know. But yeah, there you go. Look, Mir knows fake wrestling
Yeah,
news. So to be fair, I don't even want to give it any more airtime because I don't know. I'm not. We're not WWE fans here anyway, so it doesn't really make a lot of difference to me as far as I'm concerned. But there you go. So bonus baby saying that Fightful's Grapsody had an interview with Vader Scott premiere yesterday, and she talked up Impact. She liked working for the place. I mean, I've been saying I think Vader should join the commentary team for a long time because I think that the team is pretty good. Ray Walt's pretty good. Tom Hannafin is excellent. I think if you just added that third kind of female voice to that three-man team, or even if you just added the female voice, she just came out and commentated during the knockouts matches or something, I think that would be really cool. But we're just gonna have to, wait and see. I'd love to see her. I'd love to see her join the commentary team at Impact Wrestling. So it's good to see that she's been talking it up. Look at that. Zach is unleashing his inner Jericho right there.
if you guys know, Daddy's little princess is grown in two places.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the Copmeister's got something to say. He said this is someone just putting two and two together and coming up with the wrong number. But I've already seen social media posts in relation to Triple H interested in buying Impact if WWE sale goes through. Wow. I don't know on those sort of stuff. Got no idea. But the rumor mill will start rolling. So let's move on. So anyway, moving back to this past week on Impact, Taylor Wilde gets a victory over Maslamvich, who absolutely goes nuts, attacking anyone and everyone after the match. Of course, it was a distraction with Deanna Purrazzo, obviously ringside on commentary. There's a bit of a distraction going on. Masha was sort of kind of like, giving Deanna some, yeah, exactly, spitting at her and all sorts of shit. And it kind of allowed Taylor to sort of sneak in there with the most devastating move in wrestling history, the surprise roll up, and we got the 1-2-3 count, which is great for Taylor. At the end of the day, the record books have shown she's got a win over Maslamvich.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But again, you could tell it was done in a storyline fashion. I thought anyway. So there you go. So. I think it pronounced Ashley the Amboys. Yeah, I think so too.
What this shows, I think it's going to restart that rivalry between Masha Slamovich and Diana Purrazzo that we were hoping for last year. Because Diana Purrazzo also mentioned they're one-to-one as well on the commentary, and I think that's going to be a long-term story now between Diana Purrazzo and Masha Slamovich.
I think you're right. I think I agree with that. And there's an interesting one as well. Donald Hill, nice to see you, my friend. He's put in there, I think Vaden and Santino should be the announcers for BTI. Maybe add a second match to that show. Yeah, I mean, there is a potential you could do something like that. I'm still along the lines of I want to see a knockout standalone. But we'll just have to see. I know they've been looking at lots of knockouts recently, which would suggest that they're potentially looking to sign a few of them. They're certainly looking at a lot of female talent. You can definitely say that. So, I guess you never know. Maybe something like that's on the way. I don't know. I mean, we know that the name of Santino Morelli has been banned around. So we know that he's coming around at some point. So we just have to wait and see what happens with that as well. We get a very interesting promo from Sammy wanting to join the design. Now, this is what it left me doing. See what I'm doing there? Scratching the head.
Scratching the
I'm
head.
like, this one threw me a little bit because I was kind of like, I wasn't expecting it. It was certainly, it certainly took me for a swerve. Sammy wanting to join the design. But I also felt, is this just him trying to infiltrate from within? I don't know. I mean, I just can't see Sammy following. Sammy's a leader.
Yeah.
And I can't see Sammy falling under Dina. Do you know what I mean?
Well, if anything, he's going to do what he's either going to do what Rich Swann did and blow it all out as soon as the initiation's done.
Yeah.
Or he's going to try and take him out from the inside and slowly start taking him out one by one until like the end of Comeback Summerversary, where it's just him and Dina.
Yeah. No, I agree. I totally agree. So, I mean, I'm loving what they're doing with the design. So I've got, I'm just interested to see where this one goes. I think it's, I don't know, it's interesting. And what also is interesting is they're doing it quite slowly. I think they're not sort of kind of ramming it down your throat. I don't know. Let's see. Let's wait and see on that one. Now, according to Fightful.com, Matt Cardona has not signed with the WWE yet. And it looks like he is not planning to do so, even though they report Chelsea has and is just waiting on creative to get the green light. Now, this is a weird one for me. You sign a talent and then you tell them to sit at home for the next couple of months until you decide what you're going to do with them. Yeah. So you've got no idea what you want to do with this talent, but you're going to sign them anyway. Strange one. I don't really know what's going on there. But what I am glad about is if it's true with regards to Matt, then I still hold out hope that we could see Matt maybe sign, even if it's just through 2023, like Brian Myers, for instance, and then we can get like some kind of push for the major players. I think that would work really well. But, I can't see them pushing the major players unless they've got some kind of commitment from Matt. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. I don't know. What do you think?
I think I didn't know Chelsea Green got the offer from WWE. And if that's the case, and she's stuck at home for like the next 4 months or so, that's just fucking taking the piss. You know,
Yeah.
she could be out there earning the money rather than and sat at home twiddling her fingers, fucking banging her head off the wall, thinking, "What the hell am I going to do next?" That's just how WWE goes. You know,
Okay.
but as far as Matt Cardona, it's bloody great news because he's got NWA still as one of the companies is his one of his go-to companies too. He's looking to get the title back there, and so there's NWA, there's New Japan Pro Wrestling possibly as well could be an option for him.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Impact Wrestling is one place I want to see him stay.
You know, for me, it's more to do with sort of like, it doesn't even necessarily have to be don't necessarily have to be like, oh, he signed a contract, but at least if they can tie him down to like say X amount of appearances or for a program which goes X amount, goes X amount of months or whatever, like they've done with Brodus Clay or whatever his name, not Brodus Clay, what am I talking about? Not Tyrus, Bronson Reed, like they did with the Bronson Reed character, Jonah. Like they tied him in for at least a 6-month program, you know what I mean? So they could use him regularly. Actually, so they're able to put him into a story. They know when the story starts. They know where it ends. You know what I mean? They can make that happen. And I think maybe if they can at least do that with Matt, then maybe there is a chance to push the major players a little bit. Do you know what I mean? They just need that sort of kind of little commitment. So we'll see. Interesting challenge from Rich Swann to Steve Macklin for Hard to Kill.
And a good promo as well from Rich Swann.
It was, yeah. It's both of them have their sights on the world title. That sort of kind of leads to a match that we'll talk about a little bit later. Then Black Taurus goes one-on-one with the debuting Anthony Green. Taurus ends up victorious in the end, but that was a good show from Anthony Green. I'm impressed.
Yeah, he was really, that was interesting. I've never seen him before, so I was really, really impressed.
I was impressed.
I've heard the name, and I knew he was on NXT, but I never seen him. So, but this is a really, really good match.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I enjoyed it. I think he's got a good character. It's a little bit different. Actually, it reminds me a bit of Fandango-y, if that makes sense. Like but it's not too bad. I like the way he's calling himself the alternative. I quite like that. He is very alternative to agree. But it's also good to see Taurus get another win under his belt. Especially he wasn't impressed, mate. He wasn't impressed at all. He said basically, he sent him where he needed to go, and it took it forward, got the win. I'm loving Trey Miguel tagging people. Basically, as Anthony Green gets tagged after his loss to Black Taurus, that was interesting. Of course, then we get the sort of kind of showdown between Taurus and Trey Miguel, leading to their match, of course, that they're going to be holding the X Division title at Hard to Kill. I was impressed with him. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does tomorrow night, actually, against Speedball Mike Bailey. So we'll talk about that in a second. So this week we then had the countdown to Hard to Kill matches announced to be as follows. So we got 3-on-3. We've got the Death Dolls, all three of the Death Dolls versus Steels, Evans, and Shaw. That sort of kind of came about through a bit of a promo which we got on last week's Impact. Three's better than two kind scenario, and Shaw bringing herself into that scenario. Like she did with Tiana and Chelsea Green. Not sure how it's going to work out, but who knows? So that'd be interesting, that one. We've then got a 6-way matchup, which is Angels versus Yuya Uemura versus Mike Jackson versus Bhupinder Gujar versus Mike Bailey versus Kushida. Obviously, Japanese New Japan Pro Wrestling Japanese superstar Kushida returning. Impact after a little break, so it's glad to have him back. Again, like I say, just a 6-way matchup. The head scratching moment for this one is Mike Jackson. The only reason I can see him being added into this is because he's a local guy, so it sort of kind of get the local pop, I guess. I I don't want to see the coast to coast thing, like the entire fucking ring.
Yeah.
It's boring. It's boring. And I don't want to see it. So please don't do it.
Or someone knocking off the ropes at least.
Yeah. Just get him out. Like get to 2, baby. Just do 2. Get a couple of ring posts and then get him out of there. But I think when you look at the talent that's involved in this one, Angels, Uemura, Gujar, Mike Haley, and Kushida. I mean, if you hadn't bought this pay-per-view yet, you watch this countdown. I think if you watch this one, you'd be like, yeah, I mean, I might give this one a go. It's certainly a good. Well, both those matches I think are pretty solid for a countdown show. I mean, like I say, it's a big responsibility, a countdown show, to sort of kind of see if you can get a few extra buys in based on their showing. So yeah, definitely. Barry Monkey, Mike Jackson looks a not very hard to kill match at his age. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, Mike Jackson versus Ric Flair. Yes, that would be. Can you imagine it? That would be amazing. But anyway, now after Kenny King enters Mike Bailey's MMA class and beats up his students, Bailey is pretty pissed.
I thought we were friends.
He did. He thought we were mates, and I'm quite happily friends with him. But Kenny King not happy, and basically challenges King to a pit fight on January the 19th edition of Impact. So that would be the fallout from Hard to Kill, I guess.
The week after.
So it's interesting. This is going to be. I think this is going to be interesting. This pit fight. It's a shame it's actually not. Could have been on the Hard to Kill pay-per-view, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think that, the thing about this is what match would you taken out of Hard to Kill in place of this one? I think they got the balance of matches really good for Hard to Kill at the moment. So, and this would be a great way to end the night next on the fallout of Hard to Kill. And Mike Bailey was just so pissed off. This was like that kick up the ass we wanted to see from him in this promo work. That happened as soon as Kenny King went up to Canada and beat the shit out of all of his students.
Yeah, he's definitely coming out of his shell.
Yeah, he was so pissed. Even G.A. Miller was like, fuck, he's angry.
Yeah, what's going on here? I thought we were friends. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see that. I mean, like I said, as we're a couple of weeks away from that now. So, but yeah, I think that's going to be. I'm assuming it's a cinematic style match.
Oh no! This is in the ring. All the ropes are going to be taken off, right? And everything. It's going to be like when LAX had that street fight. I think.
Okay.
That 51-50 street fight, and they took all the stuff out. Mike Bailey's talking about taking all the ropes out. I think it's all going to be in the ring. It's going to be interesting.
Okay. We've also got Jonathan Gresham. He puts on a bit of a clinic versus Ernest R. Anthony in his win there. I actually think Ernest clocked him on the nose, actually.
Yeah.
And I think Jonathan was a bit pissed off.
Yeah,
I think he took it. I think he actually took it to him a bit hard. I think he got a few receipts, did Ernest. Yeah, no. I mean, it was just a typical Jonathan Gresham clinic match, and we knew he was going to win, and it was just how tied up can I get this guy to it was I thought it was
incredible seeing how he could do all that. It was just amazing, and you can see why they call him the octopus.
It's just it is what it was. It was what it
so
was.
Good.
You know what I mean? It is, or it is what it is. So
I think the only person who wasn't impressed was Eddie Edwards.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
I saw his reaction on Twitter, and he's just like, "Oh, rolls his eyes." Jonathan Gresham's back.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, Diener, the leader of the design, informs Sammy, "You don't ask to join them; you get picked." I thought it was a really good promo from Diener. I think they need to they've gone down a similar track of the Eric Young promos, but they've I think they've eased off a little bit on those sort of kind of like special effectsy stuff. It's more like a darkened room kind of, it's still dark and eerie, but it's not got all that kind of like glitchy shit going on. But I liked it. I thought it was good. Diener gave a good account of himself. So, let's see where this goes from here. We'll talk about what came out of this later when we talk about what's happening Thursday. But we then got Josh Alexander is the longest reigning Impact World Champion. There's going to be there's a T-shirt available to celebrate it via shopimpact.com. And it's great news. Walking weapon. Walking weapon. Come on.
Go on, Sammy.
So I love it when the Impact faithful go out with that one. Love it. So longest reigning champion. Congrats to him. Like I say, we had a bit of a promo with regards to that. We then have Moose coming out to the ring, giving it one of his serious promos. Joe Hendry then introduces us.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
He then introduced us to the incredible dancing Moose, while Moose is in the ring giving a promo. I think this worked really well because Moose stayed serious like the whole time. He was just not impressed at all. He stayed serious. He didn't lose his shit or take it too sort of kind of comedy-like, if you make sense. But no, I thought this was really, really, really good. Again, we're starting to get a glimpse of the man that we believe in.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
The man that we believe in, Joe Hendry, of course. Starting to put together a sort of kind of like comic piss takes of the talents to forward the feuds. I just go to Cottmeister. He's saying that Gresham looks like a good technical wrestler. Almost reminds me of the old school British wrestling style in spots. Yeah, that's exactly it. He's the man. He's the Octopus. That's why he's the Octopus.
He's so. It's just incredible. Jonathan Gresham.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mir's
Barry
got a point
Monkey.
there. I think Mir's got a point there. We do need to think about a dancing Moose soundbite. I think.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that, but I'm trying to figure out how we can get it done. Hopefully, we can do.
That would be a good one, definitely. But again, Dead Punk is saying, Moose is still entertaining while pulling a Lance Storm. I guess, yeah, you're right. I never really looked at it that way. But one thing's for sure, Joe, TNI-UK, we believe in Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
There you go, Mir. Just for you, buddy. We got 3 in. We
all like a three-way.
He knows we like a 3-way. We then get a Mickey James sort of kind of like an appreciation vignette, which was very emotional. I thought this was really well done. I really like this, and I like the fact that they touched on her getting brought into the Ravens flock, and that was she started in TNA. If you think about it, she started in TNA. She was then later picked up to go back to go into the WWE, but she got her first big break in TNA, which is probably why she has such a love for TNA, and probably why she effectively wants to go out with Impact Wrestling, which is interesting. But she was very emotional. We had a bit of a teary moment in there as well when she was talking about different things. But yeah, really, really cool vignette. If you go on to the YouTube channel, it's on there, so go and check it out. I thought it was really well done, well put together. Like I said, they even mentioned WWE. They talked about her introduction into the WWE through with Trish Stratus being the crazed fan or whatever it was. There was
that's the story that I'm not going to forget, and that's just it's something that so as soon as you mentioned that, it reminded me of all that. I was like, oh my god, I can remember that. It was so interesting. They both brought each other up perfectly. I think like Mickey James said, they were just like the right people in the right time to work together, and they both brought each other up as they developed through the years.
Yes, exactly. I think it was fantastic. Bonkers is asking for a dancing moose soundbite. You know, these things take time. Bonkers. You know, I mean, maybe maybe she should show some appreciation. And you never know, you might end up with a dancing moose soundbite at some point. But you know,
Country!
da 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 da. See, this is the thing. You know, if Mickey loses at Hard to Kill, I'm going to miss that soundbite. I'm going to miss that soundbite.
We're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going regardless. We're going to find a way. We're going to find a trigger because everyone knows we all have a bit of
Hardcore country!
Hey, da 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 da. Yeah, we love it. So never grows old, mate. It never grows old. So I thought that was a lovely tribute to Mickie James and obviously her career moving forward. And of course, you know, it's all building to this, you know, potential career-ending moment. We then Chris Sabin gets a win over Matt Cardona.
I love this match!
Cardona, you know, is a great wrestler, but Chris Sabin is the GOAT of Impact Wrestling. You know, I thought this was a really good match. I love the little skits they had, you know, with the involvement of the major players, and of course Shelley, etc. Yeah, I quite like this. I thought this was good, and I thought both guys could have won.
Yeah, it was
I
so
think
close.
both guys at one point could have won.
Yeah,
it was very close, and I wasn't sure who was going to get the win. But yeah, like you said, you know, Chris Sabin gets the win. Of course, this sort of kind of like, you know, but see, the thing is here, if you think about kind of like old school ways of booking,
yeah,
Chris Sabin beating Matt Cardona suggests that potentially we might see the major players beat Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah,
for the title. I don't know. I'm just throwing that one out there. Is there a possibility? I don't know. But
because the most obvious choice is the Bullet Club to come and beat them, and because they're after the title that they were talking to them before the end of the year, before they went to Japan.
Yeah.
And that would be a great way to keep the major players going, and then it'll also give Chris Bay and Ace Austin more time to gel in Impact Wrestling. Because we've seen how amazing they are in Japan. I've watched all their matches in Japan now. They are fucking brilliant. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can bring back to Impact Wrestling now.
Yeah, so am I. I certainly believe at some point in 2023 we're going to see a decent long reign with Ace and Bay as the Impact title holders. So whether it starts at Hard to Kill, I'm not sure. But either way, I'm pretty certain that's going to happen in 2023, and it'll go on for a little while. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And yes, bonus baby. You know, that blew you away because he'd always thought that Mickie James started in WWE. Well, no, she didn't. She started in TNA. So as part of Raven's flock. So there you go. So I think that's why she has such a love and affiliation for this particular promotion. Now, basically, this is mental because Impact ends with a shocking Bully Ray and the Good Hands putting EVP Scott D'Amore through a table. You know, did we expect it? Did we expect that? I actually thought people were going to run down and save Scott before that happened.
Everybody, that's one thing that I have to say is where the fuck was everybody? You know, that scared of Bully Ray.
Yeah, I mean, they had plenty of time. It took him a while to put him through the table.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, come on, Rich. You'll run out of Josh Alexander's in trouble, but you won't run out of Scott's in trouble. That's a bit biased, Rich.
It's weird. Yeah. And Barry, you've got a point there, my friend. You've got a point there. Impact now has 8 or 9 men's tag teams. Can't think when that last happened. You're right. Yeah. You know, and literally, like we were saying this on the last show, that, you know, only, you know, a month or so ago, people were like, oh my God, the tag team, you know, division is fucked. And, you know, what they're going to do and all this kind of shit. So it just goes to show you could turn it round in a matter of weeks.
Yeah, it just shows if they've got the teams, they need to start now building the division more in the ring and story wise and things like that. But they've got the teams there.
I think what's been really difficult is that you can build a division as such unless you know that you can have the talents there longer than say a month or two.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that the ones that they're building up, you think about it, Ace and Bay, they're all signed multi-year deals. We've just had we've got Jason Hotch and Skyler. They've all signed deals now. They're all fully signed talents to Impact Wrestling. So that's a good sign. You know what I mean? We know that the Motor City Machine Guns are signed to Impact Wrestling. We know that. You know, for how long, I don't know. But, you know, we got Heath and Rhino both signed to Impact Wrestling. So we're getting, you know, signed talents to Impact Wrestling forming tag teams, which then tells you that there is some long-term plans in place for these guys.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good news. And maybe we can see that going. Now, getting back to this shocking Bully Ray, good hands putting, obviously, Scott D'Amore through a table. And, you know, Dead Punk saying the same, wasn't expecting Scott D'Amore to smack Bully Ray.
Yeah.
But, you know, yeah, he took a good one there. Bully caught flat on the top of Scott's head. He did. Yeah, with that pole driver. Jeez, he took it. He proper took a proper pole driver right there. So yeah, again, another shocking ending to the show involving, of course, one of the greatest heels on the planet, Bully Ray. And if you don't fucking agree with that, you're a moron. The man is classic heel magnet. He is a classic heat magnet. And there is no, like, you cannot deny it. The guy's great on the mic and everybody hates him. They hate him. In there, they hate him. You know, in the crowd, he makes everybody hate him. So there you go. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I got to say on that one. We also found out this week that Impact Knockout legend Tara will be, of course, Victoria in WWE will be at Hard to Kill for a meet and greet. You know, they're proper stacking these meet and greets, and they're getting people in, and they're starting to really forward attraction stuff. You know, again, you know, we've got Eric Bischoff and Conrad there. Now we've got Tara. We've got the standard, you know, Impact Wrestling meet and greet as well. So I think there's a lot going on, man. I think there's a lot going on here. They're pulling out all the stops, I think, for this particular event, and long may it continue. I say, because I think, I think this is all good stuff. It's great marketing. You know, we know that you know, they've had talents doing lots of radio and TV stuff locally as well, which is great. I think we're going to end up with both nights completely sold out, even if, you know, people from Hard to Kill decide that they're going to buy tickets on the night for the following day. But I think both nights are going to be pretty much sold out. Well, we know the Hard to Kill sold out, but I think the second night is going to be pretty well attended as well. So I'm really excited about all of this, and the fact that Tara's there both days. She's not just there on one of them; she's there both days, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And,
I agree.
I agree. Yeah, I agree 100% there. Brother Bill needs to be part of the meet and greet. I agree with that. He could be signing 8x10s. We need to get a TNI front row Bill t-shirt going on. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I'm sure we could do something. I think we do. I think we need to do that. Titanium Bill. Yeah. TNI Titanium Bill. That'd be great. Get a t-shirt going. I'm gonna have to get on to my guy that does t-shirts. I think that'd be a cool t-shirt.
I'm pretty sure Bill would appreciate it too.
Yeah, it'd be funny. I like it. Now, guys, you know, it's taken a little while, but I think we need to talk about this incredibly stacked Hard to Kill card, right? It's a killer card. Absolute killer card. Now, it's in no particular order. I've got no idea what order any of this is going to be in. Okay, guys. So we're just basically going through the matches and talking about. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Good Lord.
He's just
Oh,
thinking
I
about
think-
AEW, that's all.
I am. I'm thinking about WWE. Is what I'm thinking. Hang on. Actually, more NWA, to be honest. Thinking about titles.
Yeah. I shouldn't be taking
I think that's what it is.
taking cheap shots at the wrong guys. Apologies,
Exactly.
everybody.
Okay. Okay, so let's get stuck into Hard to Kill. So we've got Rich Swann versus Steve McLean in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Now, you know, the implications on this one are interesting because obviously both guys have got their eyes on the prize, as they say. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a one to watch. I'd be interested. This could potentially open the show. Actually, I think this might open the show. So this. Yeah, I think this could open the show. So
It's got the potential, doesn't it?
I think so. I think it's got the potential to open the show. But what are your thoughts on this one, Joe?
I'm really looking forward to this. This is a match that if it was going to be on a regular Impact Wrestling show, it would be broken up by too many ad breaks, and it would take a lot out of the match for me. This is one of those matches I want to see go end to end, and Rich Swann and Steve McLean are just incredible, and I'm really looking forward to see what these two can do against each other. Now that Steve McLean can't get himself counted out because they were really tearing it up in that match they had before Christmas.
Yeah,
and
they were.
It's really, really heated between both of them now too.
Oh man, exactly that. I totally agree. Nice to see Steve in the chat there. Simply Steve himself. Welcome to the chat, brother. Nice to see you.
There's some bloody comments. Here we are.
There you go. There he is. Look, Simply Crazy Steve in the chat.
Hey, how you doing?
There he is. The good brother. Let's give him a 2-3.
Hope you're all right, man.
We then got the X Division title match. So we got Trey Miguel versus Black Taurus. You know, I have to be honest. I can't see Trey losing this. I can't see him losing. I think, you know, I think he's in for a bit of a run. To be honest, I think he's going to be running for a little while. So I think Trey's going to win this. But again, I think Trey Miguel versus Black Taurus. I mean, take my money all day long. I think that's a fantastic matchup.
Yeah.
I honestly thought they would turn this one eventually into a 3-way. It's something that they do quite often with the X Division title matches.
If they were going to do a 3-way, then Mike Bailey would probably be one of the guys you would have put into it. So because Mike Bailey would be the obvious choice. So because Laredo Kid's
I honestly thought it was going to be Anthony Green. I really did. I thought Anthony Green was going to be injected into this one. Again, you never know. You know, we've still got tomorrow night. And I still believe there's another match. But there you go. We'll see. Because they can't have given all the matches. There must be another match to be made tomorrow night. There must be.
I think this is the whole card. They might add one or two stars into the matches, but I think this is the whole card, and it's a really, really well balanced card as it stands now.
Definitely. I'm not taking anything away from the card. And to be fair, most of the talents are used. So I don't know. We'll see. So we've then got Masha Slamovich versus Deanna Prazo versus Taylor Wilde versus, of course, the killer herself, Killer Kelly. That's the Knockouts #1 contender match, obviously to face either Grace or James. We'll talk about that in a second. So I think this is again potentially a badass match. I have a feeling Masha's going to win this. Maybe Deanna, but I have a feeling Masha's going to win.
I thought Taylor Wilde might walk away with this one. I thought Masha Slamovich and Deanna Prazo were going to take each other out and beat the crap out of each other them. And Taylor Wilde's going to take advantage and either get one over on them, most likely Masha Slamovich to piss her off even more, or she's gonna get the winner over Killer Kelly. And then if that happens, Taylor Wilde versus Mickie James or Jordan Grace would be incredible, because I think that they're holding off Mickie James if she does win, then Mickey James versus Gianna Peraza would be later down the line. So they're holding that off as long as possible.
Or maybe they're going to hold off Mickey versus Masha. I mean, I saw an interview the other day with Mickey where she made it very clear that she'd like to get in the ring with Masha. She's not done it yet. She'd like to do it. So interesting, that one, because it was Mickey that sort of kind of introduced Masha to Impact Wrestling in the first place when it was the pick your poison against Diana, if you remember. And then obviously they ended up having another look at her, and then they signed her, and they sort of kind of went from there. But it was Mickey.
Masha's way to say thank you is to beat the shit out of her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Masha's gonna kill you.
Yeah. Definitely. Do you know what? The build to that BFG was incredible, absolutely incredible. But there you go. So I think this is going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to this one. We've then got Joe Hendry versus
Moose
versus Dancing Moose. I believe, mate. I believe. I think. I believe in Joe Hendry, and I believe he's gonna come away beating.
Is a scumbag.
And giving himself some more, more credit. It sort of kind of puts him over a bit more, Joe Hendry. It puts over the DMC title more because, he's potentially defeating Moose, a former world champion. So it sort of kind of gives it a little bit more credibility.
Nothing worse than a grumpy Moose.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Yes.
that alone made me laugh, and then the whole thing afterwards. I would love to see the reaction of everybody out back, because then there's no doubt everyone was watching that, and I would love to see, because I know Matthew Ray was laughing on commentary. he was still laughing when Moose went over to Tom Hannafin.
Shut your mouth. Yeah, no, I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. Absolutely love that. So, but I think Joe's going to go over Moose. I think that's what they're doing here. They're building Joe up a little bit, and so they should. The dude's over. He's over with the crowd. They love him. Why would you not put him over someone like Moose at this point? I think he's brilliant. We've then got the 4-team elimination match for the tag titles. So we got the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Major Players versus Ace and Bay versus Heath and Rhino. Right. I can't call this one at the moment because it's difficult. I want to say Major Players.
Yeah.
I think to say Major Players. But I just can't because Matt Cardona's not signed. Or as far as we're aware, he hasn't, there's no commitment there. And again, you can't keep risking putting your title on someone that next week could say, right, I just signed with WWE, or I just signed with so-and-so. So that's the way I look at that. That's the way I look at it.
I think the Motor City Machine Guns are going to retain it and keep the belts at least in a run up to Rebellion or sometime like that. I don't think they're going to lose it too soon. Because everyone was a bit pissed off that the Kingdom lost the title so soon. Because they all went to AEW, and then Heath and Rhino just lost it out of nowhere. So that was a bit of a shocker.
The trouble is, when you put it into these sort of kind of like elimination matches, it makes it very hard to take it because, at the end of the day, you can get eliminated quite early on, and that's the end of that. That's done, We just have to see. We'll see. But I think either way, I think this is going to be a pretty damn good match. So I
think it's going to come down to the Major Players and the Motor City Machine Guns in the end. I was thinking the Bullet Club and the Motor City Machine Guns, but given that the long-term story that I was talking about earlier, have the Bullet Club go for it like Rebellion or Slammiversary, have them go against the Major Players now and put as much as you can into Matt Cardona and Brian Myers start of the year. Which is something that Brian Myers was alluding to in that interview he had, was that him and Matt want to get as much done as they can as early as possible before Matt decides what he's doing next. And
I agree.
Brian Myers focused on himself for the rest of the year until Matt Cardona decides what he's doing. So it would be really good.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I totally understand what you're saying there. But that's interesting what Steve's saying. I kind of agree with Steve at this point. He's saying, have to continue the story with the Bullet Club and let City Machine Guns retain, so that we eventually get that sort of kind of dream match between Motor City Machine Guns, Bay and Ace and Bay, and then eventually, obviously, Ace and Bay getting put over by Motor City Machine Guns would be, I think, pretty cool. I'm pretty down with that. I mean, you know, Zach, do you know what? The Kingdom was a gutter, but do you know the one that really gutted me? The Briscoes. I thought the Briscoes were fucking awesome. I love the Briscoes. They should have done everything they possibly could to sign them motherfuckers. Those chicken farm fuckers. They should have signed them, like literally given them what they needed, because they're so good, such a good team. They would have been amazing to build the tag team division around them. Yeah, definitely. We then got the grudge match, which has been like, it's got to be what, 6-7 months in the making now, I guess.
9
Jonathan
months.
Gresham versus Eddie Edwards. You know, kind of a grudge match. Obviously, Eddie Edwards is not part of Honor No More anymore. That sort of kind of thing's died a death. So it's not sort of anything to do with that. It's just sort of kind of a match that we were going to get that they're now giving us, if that makes sense.
Well, Eddie Edwards took Gresham out, and Gresham never got his payback on Eddie Edwards then.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's like now it's my turn to kick your ass.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to this one.
What we do know in this one is, at the end of the day, you've got two fantastic wrestlers. You know, are going to go head to head. It's going to be a fantastic match. I'm with this.
Fucking brilliant, this one.
Hey, Courtney, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat.
Hey, welcome.
Yes. Okay, so we haven't seen Violet yet. Is Violet not turned up yet? No, she's not.
No.
She's off celebrating her birthday, Joe. She's getting pissed, mate. She's down the local bar where she lives, throwing back some snowballs. I reckon throwing back some snowballs. So we've then got Mickie James, obviously, versus Jordan Grace, title versus career. Obviously, the Knockouts title on the line and Mickie James's career on the line. Is this going to be Mickie James' last rodeo match? Is she going to retire at Hard to Kill, or do we think that she's going to win and get this by hook or by crook? You know, because I mean, we were talking about possibly someone turning up and causing a distraction in some way, and Mickie getting the win and then going on a final, 2 or 3 month title run, maybe leading into Rebellion or something. What are your thoughts?
I still think Jordan Grace is going to win, but it's like 60-40 or 55-45 type thing. It's really, really close between, is Mickie James actually going to end it here, or it's so close. I'm constantly teetering on the edge of it going 50-50. But I think Jordan Grace has had such a massive run at the moment. To lose it at the start of the year would be a huge downer for her.
Part of me wants to see Mickie go on like a final last title rodeo, maybe to somewhere like, not even I don't know. Could you imagine if it went right the way through the Slammiversary?
Yeah.
And she effectively sort of kind of, bows out at Slammiversary to someone like Masha.
Yeah.
That would put Masha over.
But that's pretty much how it's going to go if she does win the title, I'm sure. But it's just so hard to see Jordan Grace losing after the run she's had last year. To then kick off the year losing your first match is a bit of a down. Well, first big match is a massive downer.
Bonus, baby, that's spot on, mate. I'm down with that one. Trish Stratus is going to show up to help Mickie get the win. I'm pretty certain something underhanded is going to go on. I think it's going to involve Nick Aldis, but we'll just have to.
Yeah. If Mickie James wins, I can see her going heel as well, because the way she kicked Jordan Grace in the face a couple of weeks ago, she's had enough of everyone walking over and doubting her. So that also puts up someone like Taylor Wilde or Masha Samovich taking the win as well.
Yeah.
Although Masha isn't a face, but she just will knock you down because she doesn't give a shit who you are. But Taylor Wilde's the other one who I thought was going to win, because Taylor Wilde and Mickie James have a bit of a history too. And
No,
that'd
they
be-
don't. They don't, mate. The first match that they've ever had was the one that they had about 2
Oh,
months ago.
yes, it was. Yes, it was because we talked.
That's the first match they've ever
Yeah.
had. Apparently, their times in the company didn't kind of line up.
Yeah, she
So
left
that
as soon
never
as Taylor
happened.
Wilde came in, or vice versa, and then
Yeah, she was gone, and then Taylor came in.
But,
Taylor was around
you
for
know,
a couple of years. Mickey
that
came
would be
back.
it would be a great way to see Taylor Wilde. If Taylor Wilde was the one to retire Mickey James, it'd be like the passing of the torch between veteran and veteran.
Exactly, that would be cool. Okay, so you got. I still think Mickey. I still think Gail Kim should retire her, but never mind. Joe Rosado, nice to see you, mate. Thanks for joining us. So once that one's done, all the tears are dried. We've then got the Impact World Title Full Metal Mayhem, Josh Alexander versus Bully Ray. This, I think, is going to be in fucking sane. This is going to be a mental matchup, mate. Mental matchup. I'm really excited for it. I think they've built it really, really well. And I can see Bully Ray pulling it off. I can see Bully Ray pulling it off. Josh is now, he's now the longest reigning Impact World Title winner. I can see Josh. I can see Josh losing to Bully Ray. Now, whether it's because of underhanded tactics, you got to remember that Bully Ray's got the good hands on his corner now, or what, I don't know, but I just got this feeling that somehow, by hook or by crook, Bully's going to make sure that he ends up the world champion.
He's going to walk out with the belt.
And I still believe, I've said it all along, right? I still believe when you go back to the Call Your Shot gauntlet, when it was Bully Ray one-on-one at the end with Steve Macklin, I still believe that eventually it's going to come around and Steve Macklin's going to be the guy that takes the title off Bully Ray if he wins.
Yeah.
If he wins. I still have this in my head.
This is like the Jordan Grace and Mickey James match. Josh Alexander's had this huge milestone set now, longest reigning world champion. For him to lose it now is just a shame, more than anything else. Because this reign could go on for a lot longer. I'd love to see him go through to Rebellion and then lose it. Go a full year as champion and then lose it. But if he loses it to Bully Ray, then it opens up Steve Macklin, who's probably the most likely guy to beat him, because Sammy Gallagher's doing other stuff now. And if Rich Swann goes against him, then Bully Ray's just going to destroy him.
I agree. I agree.
So,
100%.
Macklin's the guy who's been through hell and back, literally.
Yeah.
And I think he's the most likely choice to beat him after Josh Alexander. So it's going to be really, really good to see where this goes.
No, definitely. I mean, I believe, I have to be honest, Zach, I just have this feeling when you think about the way Impact tells stories, that to come out, Bully coming out of this, actually, there's more storytelling to be done, if that makes sense. If Josh just goes on to win again, you've then got just another opponent you've got to find for him.
Yeah.
I just think that, if you want to put, and of course, you think about it this way, like if it eventually ends up being Steve Macklin that takes the title off Bully, we've then still got the potential of Josh versus Macklin to get it back.
Yeah, that would be a good too. If Bully Ray takes Josh Alexander
So I'm not
a couple of weeks or a couple of months, and then he come back. But
the
think about booking of this match.
Think about the long term. Think about the long term stories we could get out of this one. I think there's some good stuff that could come out of this.
Good job, Scott. Good job.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that you wouldn't get some good storylines out of it from Josh Alexander, but I just sort of kind of feel that there's more for Bully to do, especially when it comes to people like Steve Macklin on the card, because I think someone like Bully could really put Steve Macklin over. Like if he could really put him over, which I think would be incredible stuff. But we'll see. I mean, Mear's not down with that idea. He's planning on rioting if that happens. But there you go. Look, see, Barry's like he's on it. Look, But I worry with a faction long term might end up Aces and Eights 2.0. No, maybe not. I don't think so, because that was all very underhanded the way that came about. But I'm sure that Bully's probably signed a 6 month to a year deal or something to come in and show the heels of the company how to be heels, if that makes sense. The only other one that I think is anywhere near close to Bully is Sammy, in my opinion. And again, there is a potential for a feud with Sammy and Bully, because we know that those two are always are at each other's throats regularly. So there is plenty of
must-have. We must have Sammy versus Bully if Bully Ray wins the title. Even if
there is.
Have that before Steve Macklin finally gets his shot. That would be fucking brilliant. You have Sammy versus Bully up in February or March, and then Macklin go for Rebellion and take it off of Bully then.
Exactly. There's so many potential stories to come out of this if Bully was to win, and if you think about it, not so many for Josh. You know what I mean? There's like there's so many avenues if Bully was to win this. So we'll just see. We'll wait and see how it goes.
I think that's the biggest problem with having a babyface as champion. All the best stories and stuff you can do with them is them when they go up to the championship and when they defended it, and then you run out of ideas really quickly unless you can twist them and make them heel while they're champion, or really shove a rocket up their ass and see what happens. I mean, you don't need that with Josh Alexander because he's so technically good.
He's just so good at what he does. He just literally blows you away every match. You know what I mean? They start off fairly slow, but once they get going, you're like, fucking hell, this is good. So I mean, there's lots of real good potential stuff in there. And of course, aligning talents like, Skylar, who is, to be fair, is actually a veteran. He's not bad on the mic himself. And like Jason Hotch, you put him with a Bully Ray. Under the learning tree of the Bully, you could end up with some fucking proper badass heels coming out of this. So we'll just, let's just see where it goes. I'm excited. I've always been a Bully Ray fan, so it's all good for me. But it's hard because, I'm also a massive Josh Alexander fan. I think he's an amazing talent, and it wouldn't bother me if he won and he carried on winning for the next 12 months at all, because he's amazing. But all I'm saying is, if I put me kind of like storytelling hat on, I can see more, coming out of a Bully Ray win than I can a Josh win at the moment. I think they've kind of exhausted most of the avenues there.
Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to get. I just couldn't think of the right way to put it across.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so guys, that's Hard to Kill. I think it's going to be one hell of a pay-per-view. I'm excited to see where it goes. But let's talk about the digital media exclusive match, because that was a banger as well. It was an Impact World title match, Josh Alexander versus Jacob Fatu. This actual match itself happened at the Ric Flair last match pay-per-view. And Jesus Christ, it was something else.
He is incredible. He is absolutely. I've never seen him wrestle before. This is my first time watching him in a match. He was unbelievable. I could not believe. You would not believe he's like 320 something pound. The way he
flies, mate. He flies around that ring.
It blew me. I thought Brian Cage was impressive, seeing how some of the stuff he could do off the top rope and everything like that. This was insane.
Yeah, definitely. I like Zach. Put Zach Boniface's comment up. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That is brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my Bison, testify. Yeah, definitely.
Testify.
Who knows? We might see Devon turn up. Who knows? But anyway, so
he'd be this was more though. If Devon turns up, he'll be with Scott more.
Possibly, yeah, maybe. So yeah, this was a great match with Jacob Fatu. Incredible talent. It's such a shame he signed with. I believe he's still signed with MLW because I think he's the sort of talent that was. He reminds me of a Samoa Joe. To be fair, that's what he reminds me of. And I think we could do with a Samoa Joe type guy on Impact. We don't have any badass Samoans, do we, at the moment? So I think he would be fantastic.
Yeah, this isn't with WWE. We don't farm all the Samoan talent in one place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but there you go. I think it's that's a great match. If you've not seen it, I think, like I said, if you're an Ultimate Insider or Impact Plus or whatever, you can go and see that now. If you haven't got it, I think it's available at the weekend. So
you'll get it on Sunday.
I do believe that the whole yeah, I think the whole Ric Flair's final match or last match or whatever it was called is actually available on Impact Plus now at the moment. Anyway,
Yes, it
just watch
is.
the whole thing.
The whole 3-hour show is on there. I'm going to be watching it tonight.
Yeah. So absolutely fantastic. Bonus, we need Alexander Fatu 2 this year, please.
Yeah, we
Impact,
do,
please.
especially seeing how it ended. I forgot that this is when Matt Cardona actually officially returned to wrestling as well. So when the major players came out during the match, I was like, "You fucking bastards! What the hell did you do?" And it's like, "Oh, this is when Matt Cardona came back on it," because I forgot the timeline it was, because
exactly.
Matt Cardona was out with his broken wrist and he had to lose the. Well, he gave it out to the Swan, and then Brian Mice walked off with it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so
but we need
let's
it
move
again,
on.
definitely.
But make sure you go and check it out. Great match. Like I say, really, really good stuff. So go and check it out. It's good production as well. It was really well produced. Right, okay. So BTI match, we've got Shira and Raj Singh again versus Swinger and Dice. Again, they're continuing this kind of feud, this story thing with these guys. I love Sticky Rice. I love him. I think he's great. I'd like to see him maybe break away from Swinger a little bit and do something else. Maybe I don't know. Maybe just sort of kind of win the odd match would be nice.
You guys swing?
I have a feeling. I have a feeling that Shira and Raj are going to win this one. But again, another tag team, 2 tag teams here, Swinger and Dice. Obviously, Shira and Raj, another 2 tag teams to add to the tag team division. So plenty of tag teams going on right now, guys.
And I want my pizzles back.
Really good. Swing daddy, baby.
Can't beat the
Then
swing
we
man.
move on to Impact Wrestling. Exactly. We've got the two. We've got the Go Home show now. The Go Home show, the Hard to Kill. I'm sure we're going to get plenty of promos setting stuff up, and I still think there's going to be somebody or something or people added to the old match here and there. I'm not sure. Bonus Baby says I'm off at 5 on Friday. He's hitting the grocery store, then straight home and firing up Hard to Kill.
Sounds like a
fair
plan.
play, buddy. Fair play. Definitely sounds like a plan. So tomorrow night we've got Macklin, Moose, and Edwards versus Gresham.
Oh, that's going to be good. That's
Set
gonna
it
be
up.
good.
Set it up. I'm about to say something, so you need to set it up. Gresham, Swan, and of course, I believe in.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
How many times has anyone been counting? I think we're up to 5 now. We're up to 5.
Yep.
Yep. So I think this is one of those kind of like 3 ways where this is like the faces versus the baby
heels.
versus the heels kind of scenario here. So don't know who's going to come away with a win in this 3-way, but either way, I don't think it really matters.
It's not a matter if who do you believe is gonna.
I believe.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
We're getting a few of those bad boys in there. Okay, so we then move on. We've got Brian Myers versus
Sammy believes in Joe Hendry.
Oh, I bet he does. So we got Brian Myers versus Heath. Again, 2 guys that know each other extremely well. Brian seems to think he's going to give Heath a good beating, so that was all over the socials. If anyone saw that, which is funny. But yeah, that's an interesting one as well. Like Dead Post, like wow, Moose and Edwards on the same team again.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Be interesting. Yeah, I wonder how that's gonna pan out. I wonder too. But yeah, so like I say, Brian Myers and Heath. Obviously, that's related to the fact that those 2 are going to be facing each other in the tag match. Hard to Kill, so that's cool. We've got Savannah Evans versus Death Doll's Rosemary. Again, that is a kind of heel face type thing going on with regards to their match on the Countdown. No idea who's going to win it, but of course our Death Doll, our Hive Queen, hopefully will. We then got Josh Alexander and Bully Ray in a digital face-to-face. So I'm interested to see that one. How they pan that one out, but what I do know is Bully Ray is probably going to heal this.
Bully Ray will probably be in the room behind him somewhere and just burst through and attack him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. He will have gone to Alexander's home or Josh's home.
Yeah, he'll do something like that.
Or while he's talking to him, he sent the good hands up there to sort him out.
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll be chatting away, and all of a sudden, the good hands will come in behind and beat the shit out of him. I don't know. It doesn't matter whether it's digital or whether it's in person. There's going to be something that happens during this. Otherwise, what's the point? So there's that. We then got the design apparently shaving Sami Callihan's head as part of his initiation into the design. I don't know if that's going to happen. I just can't see that happening. I think, I don't know. I can't see it happening. I think something's going to go down at some point. I still believe OVE is going to get involved somewhere along the line, but there you go. And then we've got Speedball Mike Bailey versus Anthony Green. So Anthony Green's on again.
good to see.
So that's good to see, isn't it? So we've got a pretty good go home show there lined up. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of implications leading to Friday night, the following night at Hard to Kill, and how that sort of stuff piles out. Who knows? Maybe someone will come out and surprise us at the go home show, and then all of a sudden, it makes something completely different for Hard to Kill. I don't know, but
We're still banking on Sue Young. I still
we're
think Sue Young.
it's got to be, mate. You can't stick coffins in the freaking title,
Yeah.
and not have Sue.
The time has come.
The time has come for Sue to return.
Pun intended.
I agree. So, yeah, fantastic lineup for tomorrow night. We got some great stuff going on, guys, and of course, again, I agree with that, Dead Punk. This is a perfect time to bring Jake back. I'm all over that. He's been a bit quiet recently. Actually, I've not spoken to him in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So he's been a bit quiet, which suggests to me that he's possibly there's something cooking or something brewing maybe that he doesn't want to tell me. Because he wants to be a surprise maybe. I don't know. I'm just hoping there. I'm believing. That's what I'm doing. I'm believing. So I don't know. We'll just have to see.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
We all believe in Joe Hendry, that's for sure. Okay, so guys, that's just about it. Just about all we've got time for this week, guys. So, but don't forget to tune in to TNI Impact Review Show tomorrow night, live on YouTube and Twitch directly after Impact has aired on Access TV, Fight Network in Canada, Impact Plus, YouTube Insiders, and of course the DAZN channel, DAZN. So what do you call it? App, I suppose.
Network.
DAZN app. Network. There you go.
Yeah.
Network. Please don't forget to head over to the TNI Patreon for exclusive extra content when you sign up. And of course, join our Discord where we pretty much talk about everything Impact and or wrestling related. I'm sure it's exploding over there in regards to WWE right now, as well as movies and other sports, hockey, football, American football, all sorts of stuff on there. So if you're interested, go and join the Discord. The information is down below. Go and check that out. All the TNI shows are available for you listed on the Go fans as audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your favorite shows. You can find us. We're there all over the world. Everything, absolutely everything. So that's the deal there. Where can we find you on the socials, Joe?
You can follow me on Twitter at @JOKEREmptySpace. You can jump onto Facebook or Twitter, look for #EmptySpace, #Into the Void, or fancy to tickle your taste buds and your sense of humor, #DailyGiggle. Approach with an open mind, and you just might keep your sanity.
No worries. And of course, if you want to follow Steve, I think it's @SimplySteve311. Am I right?
Yes. 313.
Yes. Oh, 313. Damn it! I mess it up every time. But anyway, there you go. So make sure you go follow him. It's well worth it. I know he's not here today, but we don't want to miss out.
Yeah.
We've also got
Mr. Steve.
Don't forget to follow Total Nonstop Impact @WeTalkImpact on all the socials, Facebook, Instanet, Twitter, wherever you can find us @WeTalkImpact. Don't forget to give us a follow. And of course, let everyone know about us as well. I mean, let's face it, there's loads of Impact fans out there that don't watch this show. We need to let them know, guys. We need to let them know. So how do we do that? How do we let them know? Well, you need to take the time to help us out by giving us a thumbs up. you give us a thumbs up. And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to give the bell a tickle, a squeeze, and of course, a smash to never miss any of the great TNI UK and US teams. Great content coming out each and every single week. Don't forget, if you want to follow the Bison, you can find me on Twitter. I'm getting so close, so close to 2,000 followers on Twitter, guys. You know, I'm about 50 away. Help the Bison reach 2,000. That's what I say. You know, we need some kind of hashtag. Hashtag Bison for 2,000. That's what we need, okay? So get me up there. 2,000 followers would be amazing. With all that said, I've been Bison, and of course, this has been the Joker and Simply Steve in the chat. And of course, I've been Bison. And this has been episode 116 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
Take care, guys. Oh God, I've got to get the bloody thing up. There we go. I was so into the chat, guys. I forgot to get the outro go. Right, here we go.
Right, here we go. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Take care, guys.
We're Bison! We are in